Okay, so this is just a quick tutorial I've thrown together for one of the new Stormcast Eternals. We've built the model here and we've primed it in black. The first coat we're putting down here is Vallejo Metal Colour Jet Exhaust. We're using that through the airbrush, and we're just going to give it a good solid coat all over the model. As you can see, we've got the shield separate to the rest of the model. This is just so that we can get to the areas that it would normally cover up a bit easier. Then we're going to go in with Vallejo Metal Colour Duraluminium, and I couldn't really capture a good video clip of it, but basically what we're going to do is we're going to spray it from directly above the model down onto the model. I've got a little clip in a second just showing how I do it on a shield, so you can see we'll sort of spray downwards from like an above direction. What this does is it catches all the upward facing edges, so it creates like a natural shadow underneath. Next thing we're going to do is go in with Nuln Oil, give that a wash all over the model, get it into all the recesses. What we're trying to do with this is not necessarily colour all of the areas, but really just sort of shade in those recesses quickly and efficiently. This is a really quick paint scheme, so yeah, you can get a model done probably in about an hour, maybe an hour and a half if you're taking your time with it. And we're just going to coat the whole model in Nuln Oil here. Make sure to get into all those recesses, really cover everything up properly. Once that's dried, we're going to get out our wet palette. This is the Red Grass Games wet palette. That's the old one. I have got a new one on the way. It should be here in a couple of months, I think. I'm going to use Vallejo Model Colour Black. You can use any black, it doesn't matter. Water that down, and with this we're just going to go over all the leather areas, so things like straps, the pouches like on the back side, any areas that you would think could be leather. So yeah, we've got the pouches here, things like the scabbards, these little tassel things or buckles on the side of the legs, the actual back of the leg joints as well, like the knee joints I suppose, and the boots. And then we're going to come in with Skeleton Horde contrast paint, and when we put this over the silver it turns into like a bronzy gold effect, and because it's already pre-shaded with the Nuln Oil, it just goes on really well. I'm going to put that on all of the armor trims, the shoulder signets, the helm decoration thing. Pick out some details here and there, just some areas that you want to draw attention to really. So we do like the spearhead as well, and the handle on the sword on the belt. Not the whole of the spearhead, sorry, just the tip of it. And then next up we're going to get Khorne Red. Put that onto our wet palette and water it down a little bit. Then we're going to paint the whole of the handle of the spear. And the handle of the sword. Next we're going to take some Duraluminium, put it onto our wet palette, and just pick out some highlights, so things like little rivets in the armour, maybe do some edge highlights here and there. These are just, break up the solid silver a little bit, make it look a bit nicer. Do like the edge of the spear, the edge on the shield. And then I didn't really show it on the camera, but what we do is give the handle of the spear a coat in Nuln Oil, and then I've put the model together and I've just based it using some Vallejo thick European mud, some little tufts of grass and a little twig. And once that's dried a bit, we're going to go in and make our underguard. This is Liquitex Dioxazine Purple. I think that's how you pronounce it, I'm not sure. We're just going to water that down a little bit with thinner and put it through our airbrush, and then we're going to slowly go around and spray from underneath the model upwards to create a nice little gradient effect going up the model. And we're going to spray the base as well to really sort of sell that effect of it being darker at the bottom of the model and going into the bright metal at the top. Focus on things like the bottom of the greaves, or like the underneath of them, where the darkness would catch it more than the light. And really just try and sell that glow that's coming from underneath and hitting the darker areas. Just go around, slowly build up. The ink is pretty strong, so be careful when you're using it. You don't want to overspray, because it will really build up fast on these models, especially over the bright metallics. The name of the game here is short, sharp bursts with the airbrush. Short, gentle bursts, really, I suppose. It's just most of the time we're going around and spraying from underneath, but there will be occasions when spraying from above to get like down onto the base to get the effect you want. So just be careful that you're not going to hit anything accidentally when you're doing that. Once you're happy with that, that's pretty much the model done. Just pick out any little bits you need. Usually I always forget to go under the armpits, which is what I'm doing here, just because those would be like the darkest areas where the light will catch. And there we have it. As I said, you can get this scheme down really, really quickly, and obviously you can use different colours for your underglow as well. It's just a really quick, fast, effective scheme for the new Stormcast. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.